Hi, welcome back, and I'm here today with Linda Chatwin here in Nauvoo, Illinois, and we're going to find out some more about her cute little quilt shop here in Nauvoo. So, Linda, tell me, how did you get started with your quilt shop?
Well, I started doing just long arm quilting for people when we lived in Utah, and then we're extremely religious people, and we just felt like the Lord told us we needed to retire early from our jobs and take our quilting business, long arm quilting business, to Nauvoo and open a quilt store. So here we are, and this is what we've done.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, thank you. So, one question that I really like to ask everyone is, what do you do to create joy in your life?
Well, I think anybody who quilts and sews, that is joy to me. I love making things. I love to do things that turn out beautiful, and I'm a little bit OCD. I'm a perfectionist, and so when I do something, if it doesn't look quite right, I unpick it and redo it again. So I'm a famous unpicker because I want all my points and everything to come together. But to me, that brings me joy, and if I can help other people learn about that joy, that helps me be happy as well. So we do a lot of beginning quilting classes here, and when we do the beginning quilting classes, I start with just say, this is the three things you need: a rotary cutter, a mat, and a ruler. And we start everything with just one ruler, because every quilt you could do with one ruler. Now, I have a whole bunch of rulers, and quilting rulers are a little bit expensive for sure, but I show them how to do it the cheapest way. That's how I started and did it for many years. And then once they learn the basics, then I say, okay, this step we just did, like scoring up this 5-inch block, it was a little bit of work with your one ruler, but if you have this 5-inch ruler, look how quick and easy it is. A spinning turntable, there's so many quick things to make things faster and easier, but you don't have to have all of those toys. You can do it just with the basics. So that's what brings me joy, is helping other people love what I love. So,
Linda, what makes your shop stand out from other shops?
well, we are fortunate enough that we live in a very tourist town. So a lot of quilt stores only depend on their local quilters to make their business successful, which that is the biggest part of our business, and what we do the most business with is the local quilters. People come from all around Illinois, Iowa, all places to come just to our quilt store, which is pretty exciting for us. But one thing that makes us specific is because of the tourism, we do have a lot of people from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints come to this town in the summertime. They do a big pageant here, but they want souvenirs or things to remind them of their vacation. So we've made designed some specific quilts that I've designed them. We sell the finished quilt or the kit so they can make it themselves, that are Nauvoo specific, kind of relate to what they're feeling, what they're experiencing when they're here in Nauvoo. So we have not just quilts, we have different table runners, we have thimbles, we have anything you can think of that we can think of, that a souvenir type thing that people might want to take home with them.
So I noticed you have some retreats coming up. Can you tell me a little bit more about them?
Right. So we do 6 retreats a year. Because this is a tourist town, we don't do them in the summer. It's too busy in town. But we do them in February, March, April, May, September, October. And our retreats, we try to keep them reasonable. We want everybody to be able to come and, enjoy sewing. So it's $105 for our 3-day retreat, which goes Thursday through Saturday. The hotel gives you a really good discount on rooms, and you can bring your own projects to do, and so it's pretty affordable for people. If you want, we always offer 2 classes every retreat. These are the classes we're doing in September's retreat. We pick 2 different, new techniques or new different things at the retreats to teach people. We also have a food package if people want to, not have to worry about getting their own food, or they can bring their own food. So, again, helping them be able to come on whatever budget they have. The other thing we do every year, we started it last year, was our quilt show in conjunction with the Grape Festival in Nauvoo, which is kind of the big celebration here we do. We have a Baxter's Winery, been around forever here in town, and so the Grape Festival has been around forever. So we just wanted to add to what the community was doing. So we started a quilt show. We had a super awesome quilt show, over 100 quilts, and amazing, beautiful quilts in our show. So we always look for people to donate quilts to our show, to show to people. And then we always invite people to come and see all the beautiful quilts that we have.
So Linda, can you tell me some things that are unique about your shop?
Yeah, because we do have a lot of people from all kinds of religions who come here, we kind of try to cater to that religious sort of a thing. This is one of our new kits that we have, or finished quilts. Obviously it's a quilt panel with the Savior Jesus Christ on there. We have so many good, religious people here, not all members of the same church I belong to, but good Christian people, and we try to unite together to bring goodness in the world. So they help me out a lot in my store. But one thing I do specifically is I try to tailor my quilting patterns to the quilt that I'm doing. So on this quilt here, in the quilting, it says, come follow me, because everyone would want to come follow Jesus, right? A couple of other things we do. And this is a panel that we got from a commercial company. We don't have this one made ourselves. They have this panel and this Bible verse fabric. But over here, we have some temple quilts that I have taken the pictures of the temple and had them printed on fabric. So we have like 5 different panels that we sell of the temple. This one is a Nauvoo sunrise. I don't know if you can see underneath here. This is one with spring flowers on it there. And then the one at the bottom is one taken down kind of from the historic sites with the fence in the middle of it. And all of the artwork and pictures that we have in the store is pictures that I've taken and have printed on fabric. We do have our historic Nauvoo quilt, and in the quilting of that quilt itself, there's like the center of the quilt has a big panel of the temple, a Riley Blake panel. And then I went down to the historic sites and took pictures of different buildings and shops down there, had them printed on fabric, and made that into a whole quilt. And so it kind of tells the history of the historic city of Nauvoo. So, the people lived here, they built their whole town, which is around the outside of the quilt, and then in the middle of it, they got their temple finished. That's the center of their quilt. And then, they relocated to Salt Lake, but they did that in their covered wagons. So in the quilting pattern, if you come over here, I can point that out to you. It's a little hard to see maybe, but they got in their covered wagons here with their ox team. They had to build campfires along the way because they were living out of wagons. Some of them ran out of food, so they ate seagull lily roots, to sustain themselves. That's why that is the state flower of Utah. Then to get to Salt Lake to build a new temple, all because of the Book of Mormon, which is another testament of Jesus Christ, which addition to the Bible that their church believes in. And that kind of finishes off the whole quilt. So we sell the kits for that and also the finished quilts. So not everybody wants a huge big queen size quilt on their bed or on their wall or whatever to cover up with. So we do make smaller quilts. This one is just a small little lap quilt with the pictures, different pictures of the temple. We have, all of the different panels that we have on these ones. Then we also do these little wall hangings. And we have one, with every different one of the pictures of the temple that we have in different colors. The border and the binding are different colors for match whatever kind of things people want. So try to make something for everyone. Another super cool thing that we have these table runners. But they are just all long arm quilted. It's not pieced at all. It's called a whole cloth quilt, but it's a table runner. But it has the temple on it and then the Nauvoo star that is on the outside of the temple itself. So kind of fun. A little labor intensive to get these done because, it just takes a little bit of time, but they are super cool and people really seem to like them. Another thing exclusive to our store. And a lot of the quilting things that I put on our exclusive quilts, I make up the patterns for those. So people are like, oh, I'll just get that pattern from somewhere. Like, well, you really can't because I made it up myself. And because I am not a pattern designer, I don't sell my patterns because they might have glitches and stuff in them that I know how to work around, but I don't sell things to people, sell things to people that are not top quality, and I am not a pattern designer in any way, shape, or form. So, yeah. So we do have a lot of the pattern on that historic Nauvoo quilt, adding the words into the quilt with Christ on it. And then a lot of the temple quilts, I have another pattern on it that in the quilting it says House of the Lord. So just different, exclusive to our shop that no one else has. When we first moved to town, a lot of the people said, you need to have thimbles in your shop. Everybody comes in and asks for a thimble about Nauvoo, so we did. So I created 2 different thimbles, and this picture on this one, it's obviously a photograph I took, and then the one on this one is one that I designed, that picture. All of the artwork in my store is things that I designed myself. We put this picture on, we have magnets of the temple, fridge magnets of the temple and different things. We also have, actually, a little hard to see right up here, is people are really into this diamond art. So I had one of my pictures made into a diamond art bead painting of the temple, which, you know, people really like that because it kind of gives you the look of cross stitch, but not quite so much work. These little bonnets are kind of fun. A lot of kids come to town and they want a pioneer bonnet while they're home, but when they get home, then what do they do with it? So we've came up with, a friend of mine gave me this pattern. It's for a pioneer bonnet, but then when you get home, it turns into a little apron, so you can make cookies with your mom or grandma with the little apron. So more than just a touristy hat, it then becomes something useful.
Here, if I was a quilter coming to look for some fabric, what do you have?
We have a lot of Riley Blake fabric. I love the quality of Riley Blake fabric. We have a lot of Moda, again, great quality. Robert Kaufman, QT fabric. We just started carrying the Andover laundry basket. I don't know if any of you have seen her work from Laundry Basket Quilting. She does amazing things, and I love her fabric choices, her colors. So we've just started carrying some of hers. We do Benartex. I mean, we do a big variety of different fabric lines. So this is a quilt that we have hanging up for display. We have them in our own little boxes that say Nauvoo Emporium on them. So they're, again, exclusive to our store. So, you know, they're kind of fun. So we have those. So who doesn't love Christmas? That's my favorite time of year for sure. So, of course, we have quite a bit of Christmas fabric. We do some specific Christmas quilts, again, that you can buy the kit for it to make it yourself. But we love Christmas, and every day is Christmas here. We don't do just Christmas in July. We have our whole Christmas corner that's up all year. This originally was just a classroom, but I have a habit of buying fabric, so we kind of ran out of room in the store, so now we've moved a whole bunch here. So we have 4th of July fabric, Valentine's, quite a bit of Halloween, because my husband loves Halloween, a lot of Halloween fabric. We also have, you know, a lot of kids' specialty fabric. We have a lot of Disney prints. We just got in the Super Mario stuff, you know, what kids don't love Mario. We have a little bit of sports stuff. One of our favorite things that we sell a lot of is our dragon panels. Maybe we're out of those. We run out of, oh no, this dragon fabric. Dragons are a big thing right now, if you don't know. So every time I make a display quilt to hang it up, somebody comes in and buys my display quilt. So I don't have any to show you, but they're pretty cool. We also have Harry Potter fabric. So we do Harry Potter Return to Hogwarts Day in conjunction with the local restaurant, the Red Front. They do a big thing on Return to Hogwarts Day. So we kind of go in with that, and we do a quilt, you know, that's there. People can come in and buy the kits for that. If you spend $25, you get a free pair of Harry Potter socks. And then we have a whole bunch of other Harry Potter souvenir kind of things that we bring out for that day. The other thing we have a pretty big selection of minky fabric. These are just a couple of quilts I was displaying to someone. Love Kimberbell quilts, you know, if you've ever seen one, they're like the coolest things ever. Love Kimberbell. Which, on that note, we just signed the contract to be Baby Lock quilt dealers. So we'll sell the Baby Lock machines. So we'll do more classes for the embroidery too. We also have a big selection of minky fabric. We have the 90-inch minky, and then over here is our 60-inch minky. We put minky on the back of everything because, I'll be honest, it makes my quilting look really cool, and it makes everybody loves minky. It's just so soft and warm. But the main thing we do here in our store that keeps us busy all year long is long arm quilting. We have 2 Gamel Statler stitchers. They're the computerized machines. They are super cool. The main thing we do is long arm quilting. I have people from all over the country. They get their quilt top finished, they mail it to me. Most of them, they don't mail me the backing because I have a big selection of wide back fabric for the back of quilts. So I show them some samples. This is what I think would match your quilt top. I give them the batting and the wide back fabric at a little bit of a discount for my long arm customers. And then I usually, because I have over 14,000 patterns in my pattern library, so it would be hard for anybody to choose through that. So I ask them kind of what type of fabric pattern they're looking for. If they want a floral, something for seasons or whatever, geometric. And then I send them 6 or 8 samples to see they can pick one from those. Or sometimes people are like, I want this specific pattern, and I buy patterns, not as much as I used to because I have a lot of them. But if somebody has a specific pattern they want, somebody else might want it, so I buy that pattern and do their quilt with them. We do a lot of edge-to-edge quilting where there's just one design stitched over the whole quilt. We also do a lot of custom quilting where it's custom, it takes a little bit of time. I love to do custom quilting, but they take a lot of time, so they do.
So I want to thank you, Linda, for taking time out of your day, for sharing your joy of quilting and this beautiful quilt shop. It's been a joy for me to come here and learn all about the things that you're doing here. You're so creative and just you're blessing so many people's lives. And thank you for being part of creating joy with my friends.
Yeah, well, thanks so much. We appreciate people coming. Everybody's invited. Come and see us. We'd love to see you.
Thanks. And we'll see you next time on Creating Joy with My Friends.